What's up, everyone? Pavlok here again for my reactions. For this time, I'll be talking about Electronic Arts, aka EA, for their conference that they just finished up, and that was pretty much the last conference that they were showing live on Spike TV. And for this video, I'll just be discussing strictly just EA, and I'm doing something differently. As you guys probably noticed, I changed my shirt, so every video that I'm gonna be talking about my reactions, I'm just changing my shirt also just to have some fun and just do something a little differently. From what I did last year is that I think I mixed up both Microsoft and EA in the same video, but this year I decided to do something differently, so I'm just gonna do I just uploaded like a Microsoft conference reactions video that was 22 minutes long, but for my videos for like EA and Ubisoft shouldn't be as long compared to like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, since they're not really like a game like a actual conference, to say the least, compared to like Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft being gaming companies after all, compared to EA and Ubisoft are just like game developers and all. So for this video, I'm just gonna be once again just strictly talking about EA for Electronic Arts, and then for my for a separate video, I'll just do Ubisoft, and then I'll do Sony, and then tomorrow will just be like Nintendo for the conferences and stuff. So just to get started here, they kicked off EA with I guess this was one of the most wanted games that everyone was asking about. Star Wars Battlefront, which is set to release in spring of 2015. I've seen a couple of the Star Wars movies. I was about to say Star Fox for some reason, but but hopefully you'll see that tomorrow for Nintendo. But anyway, most people are just like Star Wars fans after all, so I guess that was pretty a neat start to kick off their conference and stuff. So the game looked pretty good, but I've never been like a Star Wars fan after all, even though I've seen some of the Star Wars movies like I think Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. That was the latest one I ever seen. I've never been like up to par with Star Wars movies, but yeah. But anyway, the next they had more Dragon Age Inquisition, and just going through down the list, they had a couple new games here and there, but it was like something that you kind of expected for like EA, like your typical sports games. But I'll get to those as I go. But they showed more Dragon Age Inquisition, but it was like actual gameplay and a new trailer or just gameplay on the screen. But that wasn't really much of a surprise because they're expected to show like a little bit, maybe a couple new trailers here and there for some of these games that they already announced before earlier during E3 of the show and stuff. So you'll probably just find, once I go down the list, I'll just be announcing like different new trailers, or maybe like for other conferences, new trailers or new gameplay videos or new gameplay footage for some of those games that they show. And one thing that the next game that they showed that really had me excited, right after they finished showing Dragon Age Inquisition, was they revealed Mass Effect, which was one of my favorites and the best news of this conference in my opinion, being a big Mass Effect fan after all. And I was really looking forward to seeing like a Mass Effect 4, and I was so surprised that they showed it. But I was hoping they would show like gameplay, but they didn't. They just showed, I guess they showed a little bit of like some of the characters, like Thane, who was from a character from Mass Effect 2, as I remember, and I'm trying to think, and they showed some of the Krogan and stuff. So I guess they didn't show any sort of gameplay or anything, but they just showed, just revealed it, just to let everyone know that Mass Effect, there's a brand new Mass Effect coming to next generation consoles. Like, it's just to show it that it's coming soon. So there was no sort of gameplay, which I was hoping to really see like a trailer or something, but they just showed a little bit of the characters and what they're working on. So it's definitely in the works. Next we have the Sims 4. I was about to say Sims. The Sims 4, but The Sims 4 that was set to release September 22nd of this year. And I never played too much of the Sims games before, but The Sims 4 looked really good, and it makes me want to really play the game, like play Sims 4 and really get in more into like the Sims games, because I played like the Herbs with like the Nintendo DS. It was called the Herb Sims in the City for back on the DS that I played. That was pretty fun. So just another good game alongside of Mass Effect and Star Wars Battlefront. Next was EA Sports UFC, and the difference for this one is before I get to like the release date and all, the difference for this brand new UFC game, Bruce Lee is a playable character in this game, which is sweet. And they showed like gameplay footage of of the guys playing with Bruce Lee against BJ Penn. I don't know too much about UFC because I'm a WWE fan and everything, even though it's fake and it's scripted. But I love watching it. I've been watching it ever since I was little. But I don't know too much about UFC. But it's pretty sweet that Bruce Lee is one of the is now a playable character in a UFC game. So next we have NHL 15. So they show like first looks gameplay of that. Criterion Games announcement was like some kind of action sport. It looked like it didn't even have like a title, like a legitimate title to it or anything. It was like an action sports game or something like that. They had like ATVs, boats, planes, cars. They showed a little bit of snowboarding here and there, but I guess it's gonna be like some kind of a game that you can just do like stunts and everything, and just do crazy, like go wild with like in vehicles and ATVs and whatnot. So I don't know too much about it. It didn't really have a game, but it was by Criterion Games or Criterion Games. So I have no idea what that game is. And right after that was EA Sports PGA Tour. So I'm not really into golf, and I don't think anyone watches or plays too many PGA Tour. I mean, unless you're a golf fan or anything, you probably play like some of those Tiger Woods PGA Tour games or something. So that was next up on the list. Right after was Madden NFL 15. So that was expected. Some of these games are already expected, like NHL 15 and Madden 15, NFL 15 happens to be one of them. So there's new player emotions and reactions that they show with the with the crowd, with the players once they score a touchdown and everything. So, and they also I heard like an announcement that they stepped up the defense of some of the teams, like some of the players who, if you play Madden NFL or you're a big Madden fan, you'll probably be happy that they stepped up the defense for some of the teams so they can play better defense, and probably your team will be most likely to just take the ball away or something, just increase your amount of your chances of winning and whatnot. So Madden NFL is coming out August 26th of this year. Next is Dawn Gate, it played like a PC game. I didn't know what it was, but I don't know. I was thinking of Dota, but I've never been much of a PC gamer, so I didn't really know what it was about. But the graphics were good and the gameplay was interesting. So a game that really interests me was Mirror's Edge 2, and that was really another surprise along with Mass Effect. So those are the two games most people saw coming, but they didn't know if they were really going to be true or not. So they show gameplay at Mirror's Edge, but one thing that really I noticed is that they show conceptual like just an example of like the gameplay. It wasn't actual real legitimate gameplay. It was just like a prototype, like conceptual prototype gameplay or something. It said it at the bottom right of the screen. So I'm not really sure if that was actual gameplay or not for the game itself. So that was like something that really confused me or something. So next we have FIFA 15, and it is some kind of outside noises, so hopefully it doesn't mess up the video. We had FIFA 15 that's set to scheduled for this fall of this year. And the difference that they announced for like FIFA 15, if you guys play like football, most people call it like football, but it's called soccer in American terms. The difference that you could see, like I noticed, is that the crowd's like much more realistic. Some of the players, the graphics, and everything. So it looks really good for like the game itself from just what they showed on stage and everything. So last but not least was just the Battlefield Hardline was announced. That's coming for PC and PS4. So they showed like gameplay of a 32-player multiplayer match of a heist between cops and criminals. I think. Sorry about the noise, but hopefully it doesn't really interfere because it's kind of messing me up a little bit. But I'm right at the end, so I can probably start another video. Hopefully when the noise dies down. But Battlefield Hardline, it was very action packed, and it looked like it looked really cool. But what I noticed, what I wish they actually showed for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, they didn't show the multiplayer. What I noticed, and for like Battlefield Hardline, they showed like actual multiplayer gameplay, and it really looked intense. Like lots of destruction, everything going on the screen, so much happening at once, like buildings crashing and everything. It really looked sweet. And what I liked was that it's actually a beta that's available now for you guys, to download. And they say you can just go to. I have a listed here. The Battlefield beta is available today, and you guys just have to go to battlefield.com to sign up. And it's available for the PC and the PS4, as I was trying to say earlier. And I guess it's limited. I don't know if it's going to be available to play now, because I know the servers are down for like the PlayStation servers for the PS4, so it wasn't really working properly for. I guess you guys can still like sign up for the beta and whatnot, but I don't know if you guys are going to be able to play the actual Battlefield Hardline game today. You guys will probably be able to play it at the latest tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know if the servers are back up, because I know that Sony's coming up next in the conference. So that was pretty much it for the EA conference. I'm gonna see how much time I have on the video. I know it's 11 minutes in, but sorry about the little outside noise and interference. I wasn't really expecting that to really happen. So hopefully it didn't really mess up the video too much. So for you guys to hear me in all the announcements and everything. So what did I think about EA? My favorite part of the conference was just, in my opinion, was just Mass Effect, and that was the game that I wanted to see most. I don't really care too much about the other games, in all honesty. I'm not saying they did bad or anything at all, and I think they actually did a pretty good job. But there wasn't too many. Just the little big. What really makes me, just when I think about the conference, is just that conceptual prototype gameplay, and I've seen that a lot, a couple times during like the conference. So I don't know. I know the games are not finished, and I guess they wanted to really show a little something during the conference, just to not have, just not go empty-handed during the conferences. But it was a pretty good conference. But my favorite part, again, was just like the best news to me is that Mass Effect is coming to next generation consoles, and I'm happy to see that. So hopefully it'll be out sometime next year, if not. But it's better late than never, I want to say. But I don't really care when it comes out, as long as it's coming to next gen. All I care about is that it's confirmed. Mass Effect is confirmed for the systems, and that's on its way. So I wasn't really expecting anything other announcements. I already knew Mirror's Edge 2 was coming, so that was expected. And EA is just predictable when it comes to like announcing sports games with your typical Madden, new Madden game, UFC, FIFA 15, and also I just realized that they didn't show a new NBA game, like NBA 2K15. And I didn't know. I was surprised that they didn't announce that. So I guess it won't probably be a NBA 2K15 until probably next year. I guess probably next year they'll probably show it. Who knows? But there was they had FIFA, Madden, and a UFC, but no NBA 2015 or nothing. No 2K15, I guess. So that's just another thing that I noticed. But other than that, I wasn't really expecting any other games. But all I wanted to see was Mass Effect. So that was the game I was looking forward to the most, I want to say. So that's pretty much it for my reactions video for Electronic Arts, aka EA's press conference at E3 2014. So I don't know what you guys thought about it. There wasn't really too many bombshells in my opinion, but I guess they did pretty good in my opinion. So that's pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think in the videos, and comment on what you like the most.